Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday, I think it is. Yeah, it's Wednesday. We have a fast track tonight. I want to talk to you about how do you set yourself apart so people buy from you, right? So people buy from you. This is something that I noticed in studying different marketers who are uh, skilled in verbal presenting, meaning webinars, video sales letters, and that kind of a thing. What they typically do well is right up front, they make their big promise. And then after their big promise, they state what makes them different. This is right up front. And the reason is because you've got to, as soon and as fast as you can, establish what we call, hey, how you doing? Let me get over on my Facebook group so I can see names. Hold on over here. You have to establish as soon as you can what marketers call your unique selling proposition. And that is, why should people buy from you instead of anyone else? And I'll tell you a couple of people that just stand out in my own personal mind as doing this well. Oh, hey, how are you doing? Hey, Jim, good morning to you. So he's not in our market anymore, but I always liked the way Lee McIntyre used to do this. Lee would go, hey, it's Lee McIntyre. Today I'm going to show you how to blah, 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 by doing the exact opposite of what other gurus are teaching, right? And so right up front, he would establish his differentiation, which is that he was the exact opposite, right? And so another guy who does this really well is if you listen to Frank Kern's webinars or video sales letters, usually right up front, he's going to establish what makes him different or his differentiation. And, you know, this is something you probably already know. The ironic thing is, I know it. The ironic thing is we forget to do it. That's really the deal. We forget to do it. So today is probably not teaching you something you don't know. We all know about unique selling proposition, or if you're new, you don't, but if you've been in the market a while, you do. What makes you different, right? The thing is, we forget to do it right up front. Now, I'm going to point this out. Like, I started this video and I didn't give you any differentiation at the outset. See, that's how easy. Did you notice that? See, that's how easy it is to screw up on this, because it's almost an invisible thing. Like, if you don't do it, you don't notice that you're not doing it. You just don't notice, right? Like, what's interesting is the things that work in marketing. We know, if you've been in the business a good while, you know them, but you forget to do them. I'm going to give you another prime example of this. And it's also a great place to reinforce your differentiation. What makes you different? Why should people buy from you instead of someone else? But when people buy, like one of the very things my mentor taught me, Lou Williams, and Gary Halbert was a huge proponent of this also. It's called the stick letter. The stick letter we used in direct mail was people would buy a product, then you would send them a letter to make them stick, and then upsell an upgrade or the next thing or a bigger package. Gary Halbert, if you study his old newsletters at thegaryhalbertletter.com, they're free, was an absolute master at just writing incredible stick letters. I mean, just amazing stick letters, right? So we know if you've been in the business, to do a stick letter, but we don't do it. We forget about it. And you'll lower your refunds and you will create more second sells, right? The stick letter is your opportunity to stick the existing sell and make a second sell. Now, it could be a stick video. It doesn't have to be a letter. It's the concept, right? But we call it a stick letter because of the old direct mail days, right? So your takeaway today is, number one, define and have a set way that you explain what makes you different. Why should people follow you? Why should people listen to you? Why should people buy from you? That's like a one sentence statement, not like a drawn out, big, long ordeal, but like in one sentence, right? In one sentence. That would be number one. And then number two, you're not using stick letters. You need to use them. And this applies to digital products. People buy an ebook or a digital product. Like I have one, I think it's One Sheet System. I promoted it last night. Let me see what it is. Called the onesheetsystem.com. It's a really great product on persuasion. I'll bring it over here and see if I can show it to you on the screen. And all right, so this is it. In fact, the other day, somebody in the group posted that they thought the product was underrated, or more like probably under promoted, like, because I just promote it on occasion, right? But now here's what's interesting. And by the way, it's just a tremendous product. It's like more value than I represent in the sales letter, I believe, by far, right? Really, really cool product that you definitely will have some wows and different things from, right? But now here's the funny thing is I don't have a stick letter for it. That's really my point. Anyway, the URL is onesheetsystem.com, but I don't have a stick letter for it. In other words, they should immediately get my stick letter saying, first of all, you spend like a page reselling to them what they just bought. You resell it. You just don't go, oh, well, you made a great purchase. Congratulations, right? You actually spent a page reselling the product. Then you transition to an upsell, and you say, well, Marlon, yeah, okay, whatever. So I have a friend in the investment business. When people would buy from him, he would FedEx them their stick letter, a 2-page stick letter. And something like 20% of the people would buy an upgrade for, I think it was $1,000, right? Literally like 20%. And he would just FedEx that letter, and it was like a money machine. It was like a money machine, right? And it's a simple 2-page letter. Page 1 resold what they just bought. And then page 2 sold the upgrade. That's all there was to it. A really freaking simple letter, right? And that's the power of a stick letter if you do it really, really, really well. If you want to read one of the best stick letters you'll ever read in your life, in the GaryAlbertLetter.com, you access the free issues. Apologize for coughing. So thegaryalbertletter.com. You look for the issue where he has, I think it's the Betty White letter. It's a weight loss letter. And I believe her name was Betty White. Pretty sure. And he has the stick letter in there, which my mentor said was like Lou Williams said it was the best stick letter he'd ever read. It's really a great stick letter, right? So, all right, guys, that's it today. Differentiation, right up front, tell people what makes you different, right? For me, I tell people, I teach you A to Z how to build, and I have several, but one of them is teach you A to Z how to build an info business, and I dive deeper into how to do that and the steps to do it than anyone else. Another one I have is higher response marketing. So I show you how to get higher response to all of your marketing. Right. All right, guys. So that's it for today. Hope you got value out of this. You watch on replay, type replay. Watch live, type live. Watch the bitter end, type bitter end. If you got something out of it, hey, Fattest, how are you doing? If you got something out of it, let me know and in the comments. And you all have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.